It's time for Gank Squad. We've delayed this long enough. First up, spells. We've got 2 Dark Fogs. This is key. Dark Fog is the strat for Gank Squad. We've got Toxic Mist. This is potentially good. We can use it when they're already poisoned from Dark Fog, but it's not as good as Fog because it has a very high cast time and a very high stamina cost. But I'm still going to try it. You might find you get more use out of just shooting the bow when they're already poisoned, up to you, but I think Toxic Mist is probably worth going for. At least try it out. Soul Arrow is for destroying the spitting statues, and in our last slot we have Yearn. It's important that Yearn is in the last slot because we had to equip Southern Ritual Band to get the spell slots for this. We're going to remove this ring later. We're going to lose access to Yearn after we run out of Yearns. Alright, now let's set up our TSR. Get going. Now, we don't have to do Gank Squad right now. There's really nothing to be gained by taking them down. It's just to get them out of the way. But we kind of have everything we need to do this. We might as well do it now, because it's not really going to get any easier. So we might as well get it done while we can. Put this behind us. But you could delay it longer if you like. I have some small falls in here. Let's put on the cat boots to be safe. Stone ring is essential. Let's fix up our equips. We want the branch and the flame in main hand. I don't need the chime. Binoculars offhand. Okay. Dark arrows are going to be marginally stronger because these are DLC enemies. Skulls at the ready. Okay. The first 3 enemies might be the trickiest in this area. We're going to begin by moving up, and we're going to try and distract this guy with an arrow. Then we're going to step out and shoot him. Headshots are nice, but not necessary. 3 things can happen here. 1, he can get pushed back and fall into the hole, which is fine. Or he could... we might just kill him, or he might survive and not fall. Either way, after we take our 3 shots at him, we're going to fall back and toss a skull to distract, because shooting this guy will aggro a second one. And we don't want to shoot them out here, by the way. Don't toss your skull out that way, because we don't want to lure the other 3rd enemy in the corner. So we're just going to fire the arrow. Distract this guy. There we go. Step out. Headshots are nice, not necessary. Okay, he fell. That's totally fine. We like that. Toss the skull in this corner. Lure the guy into this hallway. We want to fight him here so we don't lure the other enemy. This area counts as dark, so I can't actually lock on from its range. Whoop. Let's get a Yearn out. That's better. Probably should have started with Yearn after the first skull, to be honest. But it works. As long as you don't get greedy. Okay, now for this guy, we're going to shoot an arrow to the wall. Come on, dude. There we go. And we'll step out and kill him too. Okay. Now we're going to clear out some statues. If in doubt, try firebombs or just switch to soul arrow. The enemy we knocked down should be around here somewhere. And we'll lure him out. It's fine. I don't see him yet, which means he's wandering somewhere. That's fine. Let's toss out our Yearn, and we're going to start by killing the archer. Make sure you get the archer first, because he's the only one who can actually attack back. Good. Toss a skull down here, clear out some enemies. And we're just gonna kill whatever we can. There are 4 enemies down here that we want to shoot right now, plus the one we that fell down. So we've killed 3. 4th one is over here. This guy's easy to forget about. Don't miss him, because he's lying down. You might think he's a corpse of an enemy you already fought. No, I missed the turtle. That's okay. Where's the guy you dropped down before? Still don't see him. There he is. Let's skull to lure him out. healed. Okay. There we go. Took him long enough. Okay, so that's all the enemies we really need to clear from up here. There's one more over here that we can fight. If you want to get the Brightbugs, then do this now. If you don't care about the Brightbugs, you can skip this dude. I'm gonna toss this skull into this other hole. Oops, I missed. Little aggro him. There we go. It's really hard to shoot him through that hole, though, so we're just going to toss another skull to lure him out this way. Yearn might actually be more effective at this point. Oh, he's here. Okay, good. There we go. Alright. Now let's clear out some more of the turtles. There he is. This is the other turtle that we can hit from here. There are 4 turtles down here total. 3 of them are in our way. One of them is only in the way if you care about the Brightbugs. Okay, that's all we can do from here. So now it's time to destroy all these statues. This is what Soul Arrow is for. It's very effective. You can do this with firebombs, but it's really tricky to get the firebomb through the gap at the right angle. Soul Arrow is much easier. So just going to destroy anything that can possibly get in our way. We trust nothing. I should mention that we're taking the slow, safe route through here. In theory, you could just kind of zoom through. All the statues are in a predictable spot. They shoot in predictable ways. So in theory, you could map out exactly what line to run and when to roll. You could time it so the turtles are in a decent spot, so you could potentially get past them consistently as well. Like, it could be done, but attempting that in a marathon is absolutely insane. There's no way in hell we're going to do that. So we'll take this nice and slow and safe. Okay. I think we've cleared out enough statues around this drop. Now the way we want to go is out this way. There's one more spinning turtle statue dude over there somewhere. We could probably just drop down and we'd be fine and we could kill him. But to be extra safe, we're going to wait until we see him. We can't shoot him through this gap. We don't quite get the angle for it. But we can see him, so we'll know when he's moving away, so he's not going to be attacking us as soon as we land. Which honestly probably isn't a great threat to begin with, but we're trying to be marathon safe here. So we're going to take this extra cautious. There he is. Yeah, it looks like we might be able to shoot him here. You really can't. I've tried many times. Alright, so he's walking away now, so we should be safe to drop down here. Take him out. Okay, and now if you just want to go, then you can just get through here, pick up the last 4 statues, and we're clear. If you want the Brightbugs, which I don't necessarily recommend because they're a little out of the way, and getting through all these statues can be a bit scary. But if you want the Brightbugs, they're over here. I'm going to show how to get them. But you could skip this. Already cleared the extra enemy that usually sits over there somewhere. All you left is to get past these statues and the turtle. And if in doubt, check a firebomb. We've got lots of firebombs and not a lot else we need to worry about with them. Destroy everything that could possibly be a threat. We trust nothing in this area. Okay. Gonna wait for the turtle. Turn around. Okay, he's not coming towards us anymore. That'll do. I don't trust the little heads of the statues either. We're going to toss us some firebombs to be sure. Nothing's going to hurt us. I think we're clear over there. And there we go. 2 Brightbugs that you probably are going to want to skip, because I don't think we really need them. But if you want some extra Brightbugs, there you go. Now let's get out of here. Last 4 statues in our path. And there we go. Down to the bottom level. Alright, let's lure this guy out. Should have tossed the skull a little earlier. A little closer comfort there. My bad. Alright, let's lure this guy out and then we'll toss out a Yearn. Final Yearn. I didn't really need the skull. Okay, good. Alright, and now we're done with Yearns, so we can switch rings, drop that spell. And we just have a few enemies left to get through. Watch out for the spitting statues in these little alcoves. There are 2 of them in each of the first couple alcoves. Make sure you get them both before you move through. Snipe these turtles from long range. The ground does kind of angle against you here, so that can be a little more precise of a shot than it might look. But it's not too hard. Okay. Now we'll just kill the Nightcrawler. I'll use Iron Arrows for this. They're about the same because it's enemy resist stuff. Or actually no, this enemy is weak to pierce. That's what Iron Arrows are good. About as good as the other arrows anyway. Not that it really matters. You could also use your rapier. This guy's not really that threatening. Okay, once the Nightcrawler's down and the turtles are dead, you can just kind of sprint through to the end. Just run through the middle, and the statues will miss. And now we are ready for Gank Squad. This is where things get interesting. Alright, rings. We definitely want Stone Ring. We want cast speed. All the cast speed. That's the wrong one. Okay. Okay, now you might find it easier to put your bow in your main hand here. I think I'm going to keep it in offhand. We're not going to be rapier at all. Let's just drop that. To keep the controls consistent. Because we want the branch and flame in main hand for reduced stamina consumption. You might find it easier to put the bow in the main hand as well, so that the controls are the same between all 3. It's up to you. I think I'm going to keep bow in offhand because I'm used to bow in offhand. For arrows, we want poison and dark. Magic is fine too, but dark is a little bit better if you got them. I'm probably not really going to use arrows that much because it's mostly going to be about the dark fog. Now the key to this fight is the kiting loop and controlling the archer's position. You do not want to drop into the water on the right unless the archer forces you to. If the archer is staying in the back, then you're going to want to just loop around the sides, which I'm about to show. Only when the archer gets in the middle, kind of blocks your path, do you need to potentially drop into the right. Because it can be really hard to get out of the right side water pit. It can be very scary if the archer's in a bad spot. So the key to this fight is controlling the archer's position. You might have to learn how to run up to him, just cause him to switch his rapier, and then quickly get away before he stabs you. And then you can kind of lead him around to where you want him. It gets messy. The best way to practice this fight is to just get into it. Don't attack, just kite. Practice baiting the archer's shots to get him to stay where you want him to stay. Practice luring him to where you need him to be. Practice the kiting loop. If you can get that down, this fight isn't too terrible. At least not with Dark Fog. So anyway, here we go. Stepping in, we're going to start in a Dark Fog, kind of into the ground where they're running. Run off to the side here where we have covered from the archer. Plus another one at the corner. Maybe that gets some poisons. We're going to run back. Yeah, so we want the archer to be way back there. That's ideal. We already got poisons. Oh, he's too close. Okay, keep running. So you kind of want to not spend too much time where the archer can't see you, or else he will not shoot. He'll just kind of run up to you instead. And that's not helpful. Yes, he tried to close on you to get an angle. So you kind of want to bait a shot before you move out of his way, so he doesn't move up and block us. Alright, Toxic did not work, and they're not poisoned anymore, so we're going to switch back to Fog. This Fog is more useful. And this is our kiting loop. As long as the archer stays back there and doesn't block us, this is what we're going to do. Alright, the archer's taking a shot. Excellent. Just going to outrun it. Oh, he's a little close. Okay. You don't really want Varg and the Grave Robber to get too separated. That's not ideal. Straight the arrows as much as we can. They're right on me. Yeah, they're a little separated. That's not great. Hopefully we can get them to group up a bit. Archer did not take a shot. It sucks. Okay, this is better. Alright, we're not really getting any value out of Toxic, but I'm okay with that. Fog is fine. Ooh, too close for comfort. That was maybe a little greedy on my part. Not bad. Oh, they're way behind. This is not good. Archer beta shot. Good. Oh, they're in the wrong way. This is really bad. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. Looks like we're not going to get the Toxic, though. Archer's trying to move up a little bit too close. This is not ideal. That's not a great Toxic. I don't think we're going to get it. Alright, so we did not get value out of Toxic in this fight. Unfortunate. But all you really need is Dark Fog. Alright, Grave Robber's down. I think Varga's done too. I think we got it. Archer did not make this too difficult on us. And we also did a fairly good job of baiting his shot so he didn't move too far forward. That's good. Alright, now it's just us and the Archer, and so the hard part's over. I'm gonna bait one more shot from him. And I want to lure him over here. I find this to be an easy spot to fight him. But you can kind of do whatever you want at this point. Come over here, dude. And lock on. Get a shot in that corner. Get a Dark Fog off. Switch the bow. Oop. And use Dark Arrows, not bad. Just don't let him get too close. You don't want him to switch to the Rapier here. He only switches to the Rapier if you get very, very close to him. Otherwise, he'll just stay with his bow, kind of keep his distance. He doesn't want to be too close to us. Bait a shot, duck into cover. This part's easy. Once again, I fired the wrong arrow. Missed anyway. Alright, we're nearly done. I think the poison will take him down. Be close. GG. Alright, can be a scary fight, but practice that kiting loop and learn how to bait the Archer's position, get him into the right spot, and you should be fine. We didn't really get a chance to demonstrate it here, but if he does get too close, like if the Archer ends up being right about here, blocking your path over to this side, or if he's at an angle where he can easily shoot you over there, then you might want to try and get really close to him to make him bait out his Rapier and then roll away before he pokes you, because he is very quick. It's scary. Or you can kind of get close but not too close to him, and then he'll kind of back off a few steps. That can work too, as long as you don't get blindsided by the other two chasing you. If he ends up pulling his Rapier and following you over here, so he ends up over there somewhere with his bow out, then your kiting loop becomes dropping down here. And you can only drop into the water at a particular spot on that side. So you can Dark Fog over there pretty easily. You can Dark Fog here pretty well, as long as you don't get shot coming out of the ramp. This is the scary part, because when you drop in here, you lose track of the Archer, and it can be hard to find out exactly where he is. He might be queuing up an arrow already. It can be a little scary getting out. So that's what you want to be careful of. You don't want to go down here unless you have to, unless the Archer forces you into it, because he's blocking your other kiting loop somehow. Try to prevent him from ending up over there or in the middle here. Try and keep him back in that area as much as you can. That's the goal here. If you master that, then this fight is not too bad. I did not play this very well at all, and yet we still got it. Okay, that'll do. Next split.